Switching from a 5-day split to a 3-day full body routine. Is it good or is it bad? Watch this.
Our next caller is Carly from Utah.
Hi, Carly. How can we help you?
Oh my gosh, I'm fangirling a little bit right now, you guys. And just thank you for everything you guys do. Everything you preach really resonates with me. I love that you guys never preach extremes and that you actually bring in the spiritual side of it. I love that. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Right on.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and just read it, paraphrase a little bit. So 28-year-old ex-collegiate athlete, high school teacher right now, online coach, and mom. I've been weight training consistently for 10 years now, and I initially started seeing the most progress as far as strength and hypertrophy when I started isolating my muscle groups with my weekly workout split. For example, push, lower, pull, core, and full. I've continued this split for about 4 years now. I like the way I look and I feel really strong. And then I give you my numbers there for reference. But I do feel like I've never been able to reach that next level as far as my physique goes. I've tracked my macros for 5 years and I feel like I have a very healthy balance and relationship with food. So on one of your recent episodes, you guys mentioned that for a majority of people, training full body 3 times a week will yield the best results, like about 3 times a week, you said. I feel this will benefit me in the future when I hopefully have another baby and my time might be even more limited than it is now. My question is, what is the best way to program these full body workouts? Are sets focusing on one muscle group more effective, or should I implement more full body or compound movements? Are the workouts typically longer because you're working more muscle groups? So I work out before work every day, so I have about an hour to work with.
Well, let's back up for a second because I'll get to that, and that's a good question. But let's back up for a second. What do you mean by next level?
Well, I mean, just like I'm not shredded, and I don't have any goals to be shredded. I'm not like competing in anything. I kind of would like to, when I go on trips with my family and I feel confident in a bikini or whatever, but I'd like for them to know like, oh, dang, you're strong, or you look like, you can lift a lot of weight,
Well, I saw your numbers.
You look strong and fit, right?
Yeah, I can see your shoulders.
just so you know.
Your lift, what did you have? 2 reps, 135 in the bench, 245 in the squat.
That's impressive.
You're pulling over, 200 pounds off the floor. What's your body weight?
So right now I'm about 124. I don't track that a lot.
Okay. Yeah, so I got to give you some news. I don't know if this is this might be shocking to you, but you're next level.
Yeah.
You're already there.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
That. Strength, I will admit, strength is my thing. Like, I know I am strong. I can do, it was funny. My husband, when we were back dating, he was like, oh my gosh, you can do pull-ups. And we joke that that's one of the reasons he started dating me. So I know I'm strong. I just feel like, okay, could I take my physique to maybe a little bit more of a next level where I look more defined or something like that, doing full body workouts instead of the current split that I'm doing right now?
Okay, so
it's going to be more diet, just so you know.
That's true. Definition is, especially if you're already lean and fit, that's typically the result of nutrition. And if you're already lean, to get even leaner, so I don't know what your body fat percentage is. I can't tell.
I'm guessing it's pretty low. If she's 124, she's pushing that kind of weight, you're pretty lean already. I can tell you that, right? With just knowing that.
Do you have an idea of what your body fat percentage is at, Carly?
I would guess, because back when I was at a gym where they do the little scans or whatever, and based on what I look like right now, I would guess I'm somewhere around 2021.
You're jacked.
Yeah, she's jacked, dude. You're jacked.
To get any leaner,
it's like a crazy six-pack. Huh?
Yeah, so to get any leaner, to go from where you're at now, which is incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, you got abs. Yeah. And to go to the next level, this is when things get weird with diet. This is when it's super ridiculous, consistent all the time, every single time. And that's just, to go from where you're at now to get even leaner, that's just gonna be what it requires. As far as workouts are concerned, when we say full body 3 days a week is best for most people, we're talking about, most people. Now, you are so consistent, you've been trained so long, I still think you would benefit from switching because of the novelty of the new routine. It's different than what you've been doing for the last 4 years. I don't think any routine is always going to be the best one for you all the time.
Yeah.
I think a routine, when you change, as long as it's appropriate, so that's the context, okay? As long as the routine's appropriate, you're not overtraining, overdoing it, you're training your body within its parameters, you're not, going too crazy in either direction. Anytime you're going to want to change your workout every 3 to 6 months. You're just going to want to change the programming, whether it's the rep ranges or the split. I like full body splits. I think 1 exercise per body part, maybe 2 for a couple body parts that you really want to focus on. Typically, they're compound lifts. You're training at moderate to high intensity. You're not training to failure. You usually, when people switch to that from what you're doing now, they'll just see big strength gains and they'll see more muscle. But definition, that's going to be I was looking at your pictures. Doug pulled your Instagram. That's going to be your diet, and it looks like you have a good diet now based off of the way you look.
Yeah,
it's just going to be literally like the difference between like when I would get down to 10% body fat. If I wanted to get any leaner, then every meal had to be perfect. It's like I couldn't have one that was off. Otherwise, I'd stay at 10%. Right. So most people wouldn't be able to get to where you're at because it requires so much discipline. To go any further, it's going to, and you might not want to do this. You might be like, that's not worth it.
No, you're crossing over to unhealthy.
Yeah.
You're already like peak healthy. I can tell by your numbers. I can tell by the way you look right now, your skin and hair. I can tell by your pictures on Instagram. And you're not just like one picture you were fit and then you have a bunch of other stuff. Like Doug scrolled down and looked like for like a year. You maintain a very fit, healthy physique. Now, it's not up to me to tell you that you can't go be a bikini looking athlete for a week or whatever like that because you want to. Like, I'm not against, if you hired me and said, hey, Adam, and I can tell you have the discipline, I want to get in bikini shape to like compete for a show, then we could do that. But I'll tell you right now, you would cross into unhealthy to get there because you're already, in my opinion, as lean as you really want to be as a female. You got abs, you're strong, you got definition, like you look incredible. So I think that's important to know that whatever we go from here, we're going to cross into what's not ideal. So even in your head, you may want to prove to yourself, but that's fine too. Like, I get it. I did it. Like, I know. And it was about proving that I could do that, but I don't maintain that. Like that's just ridiculous to maintain that. So where do you said you track your macros for 5 years. Where are you at, like calorie wise? Obviously, I'm assuming you hit protein intake and stuff like that. Where are you at calorie wise and movement too? Like, do you track steps?
I do track steps. I get about 12,000 every single day. Right now, I'm currently in the process of trying to move past the mental block of like getting over 2,000 calories. So I'd say I'm consistently around 1,900 right now. And that's the thing too, especially where in the next year or so, my husband and I will be trying to get pregnant again. Like, I'm in no way wanting to cut down because I know I went through infertility too. So that's not a goal of mine. More so the goal is like, okay, once I have a second baby and maybe I only make it to the gym 3 times a week versus the 5 that I'm going right now, like what should those workouts look like?
Okay. MAPS Anabolic would be great for you. And then you could so I'm going to give you 2 programs. I'm going to give you MAPS Anabolic, and then I like advanced MAPS Anabolic for you because of how advanced you are.
That's later.
Yeah, later. That's first MAPS Anabolic. And then you could progress to the advanced MAPS Anabolic after that because I think you will.
Before you mentioned you were going to have, I was going to say, I was going to talk about fertility with you because you're at the borderline right now. I think if you got any leaner, you'd probably lose your period.
Yes, she's already lean.
My advice to you, if even though you didn't ask for this advice, would be to do a reverse diet.
Yeah, I like that.
If you're walking around at 1,900 calories at your strength, your muscle mass, your leanness, what's happening right now is you're playing this game of like you're at the line. You're balancing the line constantly, which means any extra stress, any extra potential overtraining, any loss of sleep is going to tip you over into an unhealthy place. I think what you should probably do, what I would do is I would put you in a bulk.
Yeah.
I would reverse diet you, get real fertile. You're just going to get stronger. I don't even think you're going to gain body fat. And if you do, it's okay. Based off your pictures, I'd say you're around 19% or so.
Or less.
Maybe, yeah. And I'd reverse diet you. I wouldn't cut you from 1,900 based off of what you're showing.
Definitely not. I love that advice. I 100% agree with that. I would tell you, we might get a little bit soft, but not bad. Like, you're going to put a little bit of weight, good weight for most of the part, but you're going to increase calories. So anticipate a little bit of more water weight, a little bit of more weight on. So don't freak out if you go up a little bit on the scale. but the goal should be more so, can I get up to somewhere like 2,500 to 2,600 calories?
Yep.
Like that, your goal should be slowly try and go up 100 to 200 calories at a time. Stay there till you feel comfortable, like you're not adding any more weight. You should hopefully feel stronger. You're staying plateaued, maybe say for a week, then bump up another 100 to 200 calories and just keep playing that game until you get up to about 2,600. And then if you really want to just play around for a while, you could cut back down to the 2,000 and see how your body changes and leans out. But if we're talking about fertility and being healthy, I definitely would rather you be even higher up as far as your body fat percentage. You're going to be in a healthier place, especially to get pregnant.
Yeah,
so,
based off what you said too, you said you did have to deal with some fertility stuff. I would guess you're already on the line right now. I would guess that you're close to getting into negatively affecting fertility. So I would not cut.
So
yeah.
I recommended MAPS Anabolic. You run like a split right now, right? So that's probably enough. I would say that doing that in conjunction with also increasing your calories, it's going to be a new enough stimulus for you and unique that
you'll build muscle.
You're going to build muscle from it. So follow it to a T, trust the process. Okay. On the days that you're used to lifting, you can go walk, go do some, or go for a nice little hike, don't try and add a bunch of other stuff. Just follow the program that's laid out. And then stay with us. I want to hear how you are in a month or two and see how things are going. But the goal should be get up to about 2,600 calories. And by the way, we're being very nitpicky with you because I think you're in an amazing place right now because 1,900 calories is not low for 120. That's a good amount. You're strong. So you
could really get away with more.
Yeah.
Are you, who are you comparing yourself with? Because I feel like your ideals are just, are you looking at social media? Are you looking at insane people?
Do you have a friend that's as strong as fit as you are? Yeah. I doubt it.
No. But I was a female athlete and I had other really athletic teammates. So maybe I am comparing a little bit to social media. I've always had a good physique. And I think my fear is losing that physique. It's kind of, that's why I have this mental barrier of pushing past 2,000 calories. So maybe that's kind of the fear is seeing myself in the mirror being a little more soft,
Yeah. You know what's not going to happen if you go up 200 or 300 calories? You're not going to gain a ton of weight from that.
No.
Yeah, you're just going to feel stronger.
And honestly, Carly, you said that you appreciate the mental, spiritual stuff that we talk about. I think for those reasons, this would be a very healthy exercise for you. Forget all the other stuff, like the fact that you admit that there is a mental block and barrier there. All of us are telling
That's
you
where the growth is.
You're going to be fine. This would be a healthy thing for you to do, is to push yourself mentally. Know that you're an athlete. Know that you could turn around and go right back the other direction if you need to. But hey, the goal should be allow yourself that little bit of freedom, even to put on a few pounds or even to look a little softer. It's okay. You are literally 2 weeks away from being lean and shredded again. So I think that would be a good exercise for you, is to really try and add those calories in.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Follow-up question to that then. Would my 120 to 130 grams of protein be sufficient?
Yeah.
Yep.
Still.
Plenty.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yep.
If you want to add protein to bump your calories, you could do that too, but you're totally fine. I would add carbs and fats, what I would do.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Yep. Keep us posted. I'd like to hear where you're at in 30 days.
Okay, awesome.
All right,
well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
You got it. Thank you. Her own worst enemy.
I knew she was jacked. I could tell.
Well, yeah, you can see in her face and her shoulders.
And then when she said her numbers, 120, only 120 something pounds. And she's Katrina strong. Katrina's got 25, 30 pounds on her.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, you're definitely way fit.
Yeah. It's like when she said next level, I'm like, what does that mean to you? And even before she said anything with fertility, women especially, men, this happens to men too, but we don't have obvious signs as losing our period, right? We don't obviously have a period, but with women, if you can maintain a relatively lean physique, but if you push it for too long, your fertility, you lose your period, and that's not a good sign. It's a very strong sign.
Yeah.
That you're going in the wrong direction.
And you don't even have to lose your period. And you still, Katrina, we had fertility issues and from Katrina being too lean, and she didn't lose her period.
Yeah.
But the doctor was like, yeah, you need to
eat more.
Yeah. You got to put some body fat percentage on. We need to get a higher body fat percentage. So Yeah, especially if that's the goal. But I mean, she's in incredible shape and in a great place right now. And I think a good exercise for her would be to allow herself to get a little bit softer. It's okay. She's already in an elite place.